I know, right?
All right, so we are back. Deeply Opinionated Podcast. I am DJ Rose, my lovely co-host.
I am Mimi, the beautiful and talented.
Your name changed every week.
It really does. You know what, guys? Y'all can call me Miranda because I like that. You don't know me enough to call me Mimi, but if you feel compelled, I'll let it slide.
Oh, okay.
If you like it better, I'll let it slide.
You know, I put Miranda on there though.
You do. You put Miranda, but then you introduce me as Mimi. Do you notice that?
Do I?
Yeah. So that's why we go back and forth about this. So let's figure it out today. We're gonna do Miranda or we're gonna do Mimi.
It's up to you.
I don't care. It's my name. I'm gonna answer the both.
You said everybody don't have the privilege.
Well, we'll go with Miranda, just so I don't contradict myself. All right, guys.
You want to start over?
All right. So yeah, you've reached Miranda. Leave a message at the beep. Okay.
All right. So first and foremost, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, man.
That was tough on me. Anybody who knows me.
Yeah.
What was weird to me was like, I fuck with Kobe so hard that like people like from middle school to high school was hitting me up like, yo, I remember you used to fuck with Kobe real hard, you good.
Yeah.
And that was crazy to me because I really, really fuck with Kobe, but a lot of people wasn't fucking with Kobe. But man, that was tough for me. Like when I found out, I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm just like, yo, Kobe passed. What? At first I thought it was my homeboy Kobe.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh, damn, what happened? But then, thank God it wasn't, but also, damn, it's Kobe.
Right.
But it was still like, it's crazy, man. Kobe meant a lot to me.
The way he died was really sad, too.
Yeah.
I didn't believe it. Like, I still don't.
That's tough.
I'm still trying to register it, to be honest.
Yeah, and then it just leaves you in that state of mind, like, damn. Like, anybody could go at any moment. Like, it doesn't matter what you do here on this earth. It's
you
like,
can go at any moment.
Yeah, you can go
but
at
then,
any moment.
you look at the reasons around it, and it's like,
yeah, but...
Because I don't want to...
Like, Kobe is rolling a helicopter as much as you rolling a car.
I agree, but also clouds are still clouds.
Yeah.
So if you can't see, you need to...
Yeah, but it's like... LA's always foggy. They always fly in the fog.
I get it. I can see how you could be like, okay, whatever, like, it's just another day. So that's really the only,
Yeah.
That just makes me sad.
Repetition makes us comfortable.
Yeah.
We don't take every precaution that we need to.
Absolutely.
We done got by so many times.
Absolutely.
It's crazy, though. It was really, really, really sad, man. Did you know that they said that him and Vanessa made a vow to never be on the helicopter at the same time?
No.
Yes, just in case
something happened.
They still have one parent.
Wow.
So I thought that was
That's smart.
Interesting.
But then also it's like, wow, like y'all already put that in the atmosphere. Ooh.
But
it's smart, but then it's almost like, like it's a 50-50 type thing. I can look at that in so many different ways to determine.
We put everything in the atmosphere. As soon as you grab your seatbelt and put it on, you put it in the atmosphere.
Safety first is the thing you put in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Safety first.
But that seatbelt don't mean nothing if it's time.
That same seatbelt saved my life one time though.
That same seatbelt decapitated somebody before too.
Hey, it's the way that ball rolls.
Right. But yeah, man, I could go on and on about Kobe, man. It's just, I don't know, it was a sad thing. I'm still dealing with it because it's weird. It's like, just to say Kobe Bryant is dead is like, just that sentence is like, what?
It's so hard to register.
It's like, huh? We just saw him, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, but rest in peace, Kobe.
Rest in peace.
And to the other people who lost their lives, the other family members.
I heard
there was a lot of sad stories on that side too.
Yeah, especially. I mean, just with the, our mother who was on the plane that has children who's young, 4 years old and whatnot. So it's just sad. Because how do you explain that to such a young child?
Right. And they don't even understand it yet.
Right.
They gotta get older to really understand what happened.
Right, digest what's going on, right. But I did hear the Illuminati whispers with that.
That's gonna be with everything.
Kobe had to go for LeBron to take flight. I'm like, my gosh, y'all were just, man.
Make me sick,
we are not able to be the Illuminati with this melanated skin, you guys. I want y'all to stop.
Like, why would Kobe have to die for LeBron to be great? He's already great. He's a year 17.
You have to make it make sense, guys.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't know, bro. it's just like Denzel says, like, you either uninformed or misinformed. You ain't got a choice.
Yeah.
You know, just like, you know, how they was giving TMZ a bad time about, you know, Vanessa finding out through TMZ before the family could even find out through the police.
That
was
crazy. But they swear up and down that the family gave them the okay. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that her family or that the Kobe estate will give them the okay, knowing how tragic that situation is.
Do you mind if you tell the world your man is your husband's dead? What?
From a gossip blog? I mean, a gossip site? Like, get out of here.
What?
TMZ?
She's just hearing the news and she's like, oh, let me take TMZ's phone call and get the okay. What?
I don't even make that part make sense.
Come on. But yeah, man, I saw the Illuminati. I try to tune a lot of people out because a lot of people is just ignorant.
Right.
And you know, in fact, and social media gives a lot of ignorant people platforms to say just whatever, you know. Yeah. And you know, a lot of people are just repeating what they heard somebody else say. It's deep. It's deep. You know, and I try not to get, because sometimes you give people the benefit of the doubt, like, at least you got a little common sense. You please have just some common sense.
A piece, right.
Common sense ain't common, so it's like,
clearly,
it is what it is, but yeah. So yeah, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. So the topic of today is, why is Valentine's Day one-sided? First of all, is Valentine's Day one-sided?
I mean, it's a matter of opinion.
Because a lot of people was hitting me and saying, oh, it's not one-sided. A lot of women were saying it's not one-sided. And they wanted to tell me stories that they've done for their
mate. Oh, I had more than one. I had about 5 or 6 women tell me that every relationship is different and that as long as their mate is happy, that it doesn't matter, which we get. I get that.
That's so generic.
But it's, you know, but I do get, and then like I was saying earlier, like a lot of men, even like my boyfriend, like he makes it like less of a big deal about the whole Valentine's Day. Even past guys that I've known, you know, just like, it's not for me, it's for you. Like, it's for Valentine's Day, ain't for me. So I think a lot of women just kind of believe that it's just for them because men are nonchalant about celebrating Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. I think if men were more vocal, like, well, look, I want at least a chocolate, like, hell, I want to feel special too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a relationship and your mate says that, I believe that, you know, we as women will take them serious. Like, okay, well, get you a little teddy bear or something. Because, you know, I've done that too. Yeah. And it's just a gesture. It's all about, you know,
I think it boils down to that, what they call it, toxic masculinity, where men want to be loved, but they won't tell you that they want to be loved.
Yeah.
I think it just boils down to that, like, as a man, to feel like a man, I got to do something for my girl.
Right.
I got to make her happy and show the world, you know?
Right.
It's not so much about your girl and the bond that y'all have. It's more about the day.
And what you've done.
And what you're going to do to impress her on the day.
Right.
But what about the other 364 days?
Yeah.
So just to, I understand it because we've been conditioned to celebrate all of these holidays but it boils down to, it is bullshit. A lot of people don't even know what Valentine's Day came from or what it is.
Right.
We just celebrate it and go buy flowers and shit.
Right, because they put it, you know, they started advertising for Valentine's Day at the end of January. Hearts everywhere, like, it's just a month of love. You can condition to feel like you need to have a mate, somebody that you can get gifts from, go out to eat, wear some heart lingerie for.
Yeah, but all that stuff sounds so, like, stereotypical. It's just like lingerie on Valentine's Day. Yeah. Give me.
Let's talk about, I would like to know why we even buy it anymore, because half y'all don't even
like it.
Pay no attention, throw it off, like, all this money we done spent trying to get a little cute.
That's because y'all done tricked y'all, so we are simple. Come in naked, fresh out the shower.
Yes, naked.
We ready. You know? Take that shit off. Anyway, it's cute. Take a couple pictures. Take that shit off.
Take a couple pictures.
And let's go.
Yes, taking them in the mirror and send them to me later.
Yeah, do that. I would rather get the lingerie and take some sexy pictures and send them to me than just for it to see it in person. Because when I see them, the pictures is for me to come home and take it off. Okay. Like, this is the teaser here.
Okay.
I'm coming to the crib to finish it off.
Okay.
Yeah. Instead of coming in
what
and
if you
like,
didn't
oh, it's
see
sexy,
it?
but take it off.
Oh, okay, exactly, yeah.
It's like instant, you know?
Okay. So, all right, ladies, well, then we found the key. Take a picture, send it, and then take it off. Don't try to pop it on first thing. It's not going to get attention.
So, is people asking questions, talking, saying anything?
Norika Fleming said, facts, I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, stop, back in 2012.
Yeah. I get
it. Save the coin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's become cheesy, you know?
Yeah, I can agree. Like I was telling them, like we celebrate Valentine's Day the day before, just so I can diss the crowds. Don't try to copy either. Y'all better go out on the 14th.
I don't know, man. And then
but I don't even really feel the need. Like I'm really getting to the point where I'm like, about all of it.
Yeah, it's
just because like it's extra money you spending for no reason.
Right.
I mean, you know, we can go to this same restaurant any day. Right. So it's like there's no. I don't know. It was so much fun when I was in my 20s and stuff. The Valentine's Day. Like as I get older,
you know
it starts to be less logical.
I think the fantasy of it just starts to wear off.
I don't think I ever had a fantasy of it though. I used to have fun. So like one Valentine's Day, I had 2 boos, and they didn't play their times right. It messed me up. But yeah, I didn't never take Valentine's Day serious. But I do remember going through Valentine's Day not having a mate and that feeling that pressure of like having somebody to go out with. Like even if it was somebody who didn't care.
There's people who kill themselves on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, like because it's so much pressure to like dang, you ain't going out with nobody. Like why do people do that? It used to be. Not now. I don't think there's any now. But when I was younger, in my 20s, I felt a lot of pressure when I didn't have something or somebody, even if it didn't mean anything. Like just bop out on Valentine's Day. Don't be sitting at home.
I think single dudes think about it like, I get to save some money tonight.
Right. Exactly. The price is going up for stuff on Valentine's Day. Shoot, you can barely get any. Look, you can get the dollar candy at the Dollar Tree, but they don't even give you as much. They used to give you like 15. Now it's like 8 pieces of candy. So yeah, you gotta spend more money. I'm just saying.
I said this the other night. We normalize a lot of weird ass shit, bro. We do a lot of shit that's weird, and we don't even think about it. It's weird. Like think about. Who was the first 2 people to put their lips against the other person's lips and then like call it a kiss? Okay. Because it has to be really. Think about it though. It has to be really, really weird for a person to, out of the blue, just be like, "Let me put my lips on your lips."
Didn't we adopt that from another country though?
Yeah, but even then, who was the first people to be like, "Yo, let's."
Not doing that.
Like, who was the first people to do that? Like, we just do a lot of. Just think about kissing. It's really weird.
It's a physical thing.
Yeah, but think about what you're doing.
You're swapping spit.
Right. It's really weird, but we do it because it's been normalized. That's what.
Because there's an emotion evoked through kissing. Right. That's why you do it.
But is there an emotion evoked?
Yeah, you feel something.
Your brain just reacting to what.
If somebody kisses on you long enough, you're gonna feel something.
Yeah, but you're supposed to feel it. You think you're supposed to feel it.
Even if I didn't want to, it's coming. The feeling is there.
No, because it's.
Yeah, that would be you intentionally not trying to feel something, which means you're forcing the not feel.
So this is what I'm saying.
Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're saying, but this is what I'm saying is, from a child you were born, right?
And every child
and you was
giggles up when their mama kiss all over.
Right, but it feels good. It
sends endorphins to the body.
It's the whole thing though. It's the touch. It's the facial expression. It's all of that combined that sends those signals to your body.
All of those endorphins.
That makes you
right.
Yeah. So that's just your brain reacting to those things. But those things you were taught to react to that way.
Those things are necessities in order for you to be happy.
Yeah, because I understand that. But because it's a necessity because you have been conditioned to need.
No, it's a necessity because those endorphins are necessary for your growth in your body and for you to be stable. You have to think about it.
Everybody grows. Everybody grows. Everybody gonna get love.
We're talking about mental.
Everybody gonna get love.
We're talking exactly, and you know who those people are. You can point them out.
You said grow though.
Listen, I'm just saying growth is mental. Let me be specific. Okay. Mental growth, mental growth, spiritual growth. If you sit somebody in a room and you just throw food in and leave them in the dark, they're going to be a different person than they was before you threw them in the room without the dark and without the physical touch and without the kissing and the emotion.
True.
So it does mean it's necessary. It's not because of our brain. It's because of our it's because of our entire, I think all three, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, all that has to happen for you to be able to grow, or you either withdraw or you either go, you know.
Yeah, I agree what you're saying. We do need love to grow, but we want love in order to think that we need to grow because we've been conditioned to think that way. Like the example that you just said about the man being in there tossed with the food. That is only shocking to him because he's been exposed to not being trapped in a cage with food. But somebody who was born into that life, that's normal to them.
It would be normal, but you, when you meet them, and anybody in this world would know that something was wrong. That would be different. That's not a normal for the basis of normal. That's their normal. Doesn't make it normal for the medium. You know what I'm saying? So you would know. I'm saying those people are easily pointed out. If you're a healed person or if you haven't been in the dark with them, then you can see that there's something not right.
Right.
Which means that it's a necessity. That it's not a trick for my brain. It's something that we need in order to be.
But you say it's not right. You say it's not right because you are looking through your experiences.
I'm not going to normalize that crap.
I'm not normalizing. I'm just saying that everything that we do, we've been conditioned to.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
I just don't feel like that's a condition. I can see what you mean, what you're saying, but I just don't feel like that could be put into a condition box. Just because it's a necessity, so it means that it can't be a condition as well.
I mean, there are people who don't know how to love their kids because they don't know how their parents didn't love them. That's a condition.
Right, and they're going to pass it on. Their kids going to grow up and not know how to, and that's going to keep
right, but that's wrong. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. That condition is instilled
but in them. But it's not a condition. It's a lack. That's not a condition. That's a lack of.
Well, you can still be, both of those can be this.
But how was it? What is the condition of? What is the condition though?
A condition could be negative or positive. So
I understand,
the lack is the negative conditioning. The lack is the negative conditioning, but it's still conditioning.
The lack of love is the reason why they can't give it, which transmutes into the reason why the child grows up without love.
100% correct. But I'm just saying that's still the process of conditioning. They were conditioned not to love, therefore they don't know how to love.
I need to look at what conditioning means. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. A condition can be negative or positive.
I get it. No, I know that.
So the conditioning don't mean like it was positive. It could be negative or positive.
Right. No, I get that aspect of it. I just feel like conditions are things in which we set a parameter around, and things outside of that are, different.
Right, but the parameters change according to the conditioning. So what you think is correct is based on your conditioning.
Okay.
And what you think is wrong is based on your conditioning.
I can see that. I can see that.
But so
and that's wrong. I'm just joking.
We started the list of things that was wrong. We did it all night.
No, I'm just joking.
But so the question is, why is it one-sided? My answer to that, I really think, and this is gonna sound bad, but I really think that people don't give a fuck about the black man. I really think people don't give the fuck about the black man. And this is just, it's a whole, because why is it one-sided across all races?
But if the black man will communicate, I think we would know what's going on with the black man. The black man don't communicate. We love the black man.
Listen, a black man just told you he doesn't feel loved, and the first thing you did was turn it on the black man.
No, I'm just saying.
You made it the black man's fault of why he's not loved.
I'm not making it your fault. I'm just saying, if we could communicate with the black man, then we can solve all of these problems of him feeling not loved. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, black men, we want to love you.
That's a very general statement. I don't think.
No, it's not general.
Everybody don't know how to communicate.
That's what I'm saying. That don't make that right.
But even if the man,
you got to get it off your chest. I can't read your mind.
That's true. But even if I say it, don't mean I'm still communicating to you.
Okay, so what did you? Okay, so what are you talking for?
Somebody can say something.
What are you saying it for? If you don't want to fix it,
if you don't know how to communicate. If you don't know how to communicate, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about him or her, because he could communicate and she don't know how to communicate.
So what are we doing?
You tell me what we doing.
We're talking in circles.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying though. Is like, you can want a man to communicate, but you have to also be an open vessel for him to be able to communicate to you.
No, I get that. But
a lot of times it's not there. Just like when I just told you just now, you just gave me the perfect example.
Nah, because I'm just saying, nah. At the end of the day, like, I look at it like this, I could be a person who can communicate well, and I can have a mate that communicates well, but then when it comes to certain feelings, they may want to keep it close to cuff or may not want to share. So that's hard. That could be hard to deal with because it's almost like how do you know how to fix anything or come together with your mate to fix it if they're not willing to talk about certain things and then are very vocal about others. Mm-hmm. So what I ask the black man is, if you are hurting or if there is something going on and you love this person, then are you not inclined, out of the simple fact of respect and love, to share those emotions so that your mate can indeed help you fix it? Because at this point, why are you with someone that you can't talk to? Because we're not in our 20s. Mm-hmm. We're talking about some real grown up stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if that is the case, then why are you not speaking to me about that? And then if I'm someone that you feel like you can't discuss things with, then why are you with me? Because it's not going to get better, you know. And that goes back to toxic that you said. What'd you say? Toxic masculinity. Because some men choose to be in relationships with women that they're not completely happy with and can't share things with, but are with them out of the simple fact of just longevity. Mm-hmm. So it's like, how do you get past it? How do you transmute that in order for us to be able to fix anything or talk about these things if you over there feeling some type of way and you're never going to express that because you don't know how to communicate? It's like, dang, like you.
But I feel like that perspective is coming from the viewpoint of somebody who views communication as something that's important. Most people in relationships don't understand how important communication is. That's not even a factor in their mind. That's not even a conversation between the man and the woman in that relationship. They don't even know how to talk to each other.
Right.
They don't even know how to take that step and identify that they're communicating wrong to each other or not effective to each other. Right. So some people are not even at that stage.
They don't even know what.
They don't even know that we need to know how to communicate. They think that a lot of people think just saying words is communicating.
Right. You're talking at somebody or whatever. Yeah.
You're talking at somebody. You could be being shady. You could be, unapologetic, not listening to respond. It's a whole bunch of factors in communication.
Agreed. That is an agreement. Okay, somebody said men are not completely taught how to tap into their emotions, which causes communication issues. Women are taught to embrace their emotions. However, there can be women who don't know how to communicate either. Communication is taught at an early age. So if it is lacking the early development stage, it will show in adulthood, which is correct. I totally agree.
Correct. 100% correct.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree, but I think that in those situations where you're talking at people, you disrespect them, when the emotions calm down, somebody has to be like, look, I don't like that. I don't like when you talk at me. Example, bop, bop, bop. I don't like when you put your hands on me. I'm not going to take that, right? So if this is what you're going to do, then somebody in a relationship got to say, okay, now, enough is enough. If y'all both two punks, I'm sorry, let me not say punks. Mm-hmm. But if y'all two people sitting in a relationship, y'all both beating each other up mentally, physically, and emotionally, or whatever the case may be, then it's like, you're choosing that. That is a choice now. Because nobody has to stay in any type of relationship that causes these things. I understand that it's hard to get out of relationships. I understand that people have children. I understand there's a process, and people have to get tired enough for them. Everybody is different. But I just want people to realize that, remember, it's a choice. You are choosing to stay wherever it is that's uncomfortable for you. So why not make a boundary in any way you can?
I just think somebody in that situation has to understand that what they're in is the wrong situation. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people were raised around the same thing. Their mom and dad was arguing and fussing and fighting, and they think that's what love is. Auntie and uncle was doing the same thing. Yeah, but if you don't feel good, is it? I mean,
but I guess you're right. Yeah, you're right. But
they could think that that's a part of it. It's
well, absolutely. You got people who give and get taken from all the time, and they think that's love. Right. I get it, because you only love what you were taught, how you were taught to love. Right. So I totally get that. I mean, but it just has to be a situation where, I don't know, like eventually sitting by yourself and just kind of focusing on how you can be okay for yourself. Because I can't imagine, like, I didn't come from a perfect childhood, but I can't imagine continuing to be in a relationship with someone I didn't feel love from and not knowing how to express that. And then eventually you become sick, like you physically are sick from the lack of love or attention or whatever, it's like I don't know. I don't even know how. I can't even wrap my mind around it. Like I don't even have the words.
And that's what you have to look at that
understand.
As. What you have to look at that. That's a blessing to be able to be that advanced as far as communication and self-awareness, because a lot of people are not at that level to where they are self-aware that they're in a bad situation. They think this is how it's supposed to
like
be.
Day to day, like the norm.
Right. They feel like this is how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
It's not going to get any better. And they're blind to forward thinking. Right. Like, damn, I could really have somebody who doesn't cuss at me, don't raise their voice.
Right.
Somebody who is protective, somebody who loves you for you. They think that doesn't exist.
Right.
This is what I deserve, so I'm not going to do anything better to get this.
Right, but what we think we deserve, we have. So, come see me, please.
Get your chakra aligned.
Get your chakras aligned. But no, seriously. But I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean.
So let me ask you this:
mm-hmm.
Do you think that the black woman respects the black man?
I do. I think that we root for the black man the hardest.
In what way?
In any way. I think we always support the black man. I think that it's so hard for black men to focus on that because they're distracted by the Beckys and the plastic bodies. I think that, and I go in these comments and I'm looking up and down, and women are really rooting for me. And of course, the cloud chasing and the funny comments are always going to be there. You're going to always have somebody that's whatever. But I mean, I've always been around women who root for black men, who wanted nothing but to see black men successful, want more for them. And I think that sometimes the black man is so jaded by the things that women have done in the past, whether it be a black woman or whatever, their mother or whatever the case may be, that it's easy to overlook us as black women because we've always been around. You know, sometimes you can take something for granted because it's always been there. I think that's where the black man is at. The black man is at, is that they're just so used to us that it's like, y'all always do that. What?
Well, I disagree. But,
tell me how.
So the reason I disagree is because I know how the conversation about black men usually goes with women. Okay. And we have this. I mean, we all are around. We all have conversations. Black men have a really bad rap. We don't take care of our kids. Can't keep a job. We want to fuck everything that's moving. We ain't about shit. We got no money. We all want to rap. So these social constructs are forced on us even without the black woman. But then on top of that, those social constructs are reinforced by black women daily. And it's like, if y'all respect us, then why are we talked about in that manner more than a respectful manner?
I think it's easy to focus in on the negative things than it is the positive. Because I don't know people that talk about people like that. Like, talk about black men like that. Like, I mean, of course there's black men out here that's not raising their kids, but, I mean, you know, but I look at the woman who dating the black man that's not raising their kid quicker than I look at the black man. And the only reason why I say that is because as a black woman who has the ability to create life, or is born to create life, or whatever the case you may want to say, if you have a man that's not taking care of his children, how do you stand beside that man and lift him up? They're not even lifting their own children up. So I think we have to, black women we are always more things are thrown on our backs and we have to carry. I think that's just one more thing, but I don't see people talking about black men in that manner. I mean, it's trashy men everywhere, but the thing is, it's like, after a certain, I think the things I hear is like, all right, y'all still doing this? Y'all still out here having sex unprotected with randoms? Y'all still acting like little thought bots, and y'all over 30, over 35, some of you? Like, at some point, when is it enough? I think that's the question. Like, when is enough enough? Like, when are you going to settle down? When are you going to figure out what you want? Because you done the same thing for years. You still in the same place you was in 10 years ago. Why is it okay?
But isn't that just like you said, how it's easier to focus on the negative? Because I'm sure with that one example, you have an example of a stand-up black man.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that. I'm saying those are the questions that are asked, like, why are we still in the same place with our black men? Like, why is it this happening?
But I don't think that we're in the same place. I think that black men are starting to take care of their children.
I agree,
black
but
men are starting to become more aware and self-aware and entrepreneurial. And
I agree to a certain extent because
I'm not saying that all because
right. It's all about what you see and who you're around, surrounded by things of that nature, right? Yeah. Like even with not to bring up the COVID situation again because of that, but a lot of people started coming out with the dad, girl, dad, or whatever hashtag, and there was a lot of men who took part in that I know have had kids, and there was a lot of men who you didn't even know had children start posting, and then now you have a lot of men who are now starting to post their child, which is amazing if you're doing it for the reason in which you want to celebrate being a father and that you're actually in the life. So it's like, it's hard to, with social media, it's hard to really focus on genuine things because people do things for just, so.
But my whole thing is like, even with that, like, maybe those were people who they've been bullshit ass fathers. And maybe Kobe dying sparked them to want to be better dads.
I hope so.
Instead of just saying like, "Oh, you niggas is doing that because it's a hashtag."
Right, and see, it always can be a yin or yang to everything. Of course, but I just hope that it continues and it's for the right reasons.
Right.
Because young women need to have their fathers in their life, just like young men need to have mothers in their lives. Like it's a necessity, and it would help to stop a lot of the growth, the issues when we get older and their father hadn't been in their life, and things that could transpire when you don't have men around. And I say that to say, because I didn't have a father growing up until a certain age, and then I did. And even though I had a father in my home for the great milestones in my years, I still had abandonment issues because of that small gap in time. So that could have been avoided had my father not left my life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's issues that are created when there's a separation in the home. So we need our black men to really step up and fight. And I say that to say, stop having unprotected random sex with women and creating lives, and now you have a broken home because you never even took this person seriously. That's what I mean. That's the thing. And that ain't stopped. That's, if anything, picked up. The single parent homes and the babies out of, not even out of wedlock, just a random.
But I think that's a together thing. That's not a man making a decision. That's because
the woman not a man making a decision.
The woman's laying down too.
Absolutely.
So I feel like that's a decision that needs to be made
as the man who wants to evolve, and as the leader, because when y'all come into these places, you want to be the head, you want to be respected. Why are you not choosing that? Why do you not put more effort on your body? Why are you not saying, I'm important and I don't want to have 4 different baby mamas? Even if the woman is coming at you, and even if the woman wants to be the mother of your child, why can't you choose not to? You know what I'm saying? Because it's a choice for y'all too. Y'all got to see.
Well, I think that goes with all of it. It goes hand in hand with just the negative connotations. Like if you find out a man has 4 baby mamas, you're automatically putting him in a negative connotation because he has 4 baby mamas.
Absolutely.
There's no escaping it.
You know what would be my second question?
Gets put into a negative connotation. But
what if that man? How much money are you making?
But what if that man is taking care of all 4 of those kids?
Congratulations.
All 4 of those kids?
It's still too much. Because now you have to remember.
I think it's only too much because women don't want to deal with the other women.
Nah, it's not that. For me,
I really think that's what
it is.
For me,
I could care if he, first of all, a woman has to be able to see these relationships play out, right? So now you got to get to know 4 different women. You got to get to know 4 different children, okay? You got to you now the 6th person in line, okay? After the kids and him, you God forbid you have a child.
See, but everything you just said now, it speaks to what I'm talking about.
No, I didn't say anything about the women. I didn't say anything about being upset with the women. I'm just saying this is logical things.
But I didn't
These things are important. If this man ain't a millionaire, if this man ain't a billionaire, if this man ain't got a really good job, don't go, sis.
You don't have to be a millionaire to take care of 4 kids.
You need to take care of children. Yes, you do. These kids cost $1 million now. Pull it up. Look.
You
Google it.
don't need $1
These
million
kids cost $1 million.
to take care of 4
These children
kids.
are costing $1 million a piece now. Google said it.
You don't need $1 million to take care of 4 kids.
I got to find the article, y'all.
Miranda, you do not need $1 million to take care of 4 children.
All right. You need more than $1 million.
No, you don't.
These kids are costing $1 million now.
So you think it take $1 million?
I know it costs. I know it costs a lot of money.
It don't.
Think about the little games they want to be a part of, little cheerleading squad.
It don't cost $1 million.
I'm telling you now, it was an article I read it. These kids from infancy all the way up to 18 years old, you spend $1 million. They said you could spend $1 million on these kids.
Yeah.
Net.
And who they was talking about?
Listen.
Upper white class people.
All the money they coming, the way these people stay broke, take care of these kids with all these extra activities they want to do. All these random activities and outfits you gotta buy, and trophies and shoes and socks and balls. This stuff is not cheap.
It don't take $1 million to raise 4 kids.
I know 4 kids. I know you got 4 kids. I know that it's a lot of things that they need first before you get taken care of. That's what I do know.
That's true.
That's what I'm aware of. Even if it's even beyond the money, at the end of the day, you have to be able to understand that there's gonna be time taken away from you as in your relationship because he has other obligations. And if you don't have kids, they can be very hard to understand. So I'm just saying that you need to be able to know it's going to be heavy. That's all I'm saying. It's going to get heavy. Like, all jokes aside, like, beyond the money.
It don't have to be heavy, though.
Yeah, but it don't have to be, but that's logical. It's going to be. It's going to be a time when you're going to want your mate, and then his child is going to be needed, and he's going to have to go there, and you're going to have to understand that. That's something that's heavy. That's something you have to understand.
Why should that be heavy, though?
Because
the man chose his child over you.
No,
that shouldn't be heavy.
Because sometimes you want to be selfish.
That should be understood.
This man act like people perfect, and I'm not going to do that.
I'm just saying it should be understood.
It should be understood, but sometimes you want to be selfish and you want your mate.
Okay, but you can't.
Okay, and just like you said that, it should be understood. That's why I didn't never date a man with kids. Because I don't care.
And that's my point.
I didn't do it. I didn't put myself in that. Because
that's my point. That's my whole point, though.
That I was smart. I didn't date a man with kids. That's thank you.
How does that make you smart?
It makes me smart because I didn't choose to put myself in a situation that I wouldn't always be able to understand.
Why is that smart? That don't mean you made a better decision because you could choose a man.
Are you gonna let me answer the question, or are you gonna keep reiterating the question? Because if you want the floor,
you said smart though.
I'm
asking a question about how smart though.
You want me to answer it?
Yeah, I need to know.
Okay. So my answer is the reason why that makes me smart is because I know my strengths and my weaknesses. And I understand that it's something that I may not always understand or may not always want to get with. And so in order to avoid those feelings, because I just told you that I had abandonment issues when I was a child, in order to miss those opportunities of those feelings to come about, I chose not to put myself in that place, period. So that was smart for me.
Oh, okay.
That was smart for me. I'm not talking about nobody else. I don't know nobody else's situation. I can only... Whenever I'm speaking, guys, I'm speaking from Miranda's opinion. It's Miranda's deeply opinionated part. So, talking about me now, it's women out here that are able to date men with kids. And kudos, like, strong women. It's everybody obviously out here able to do it. It's people that do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? And they get it. But I'm just saying, it's opportunities for you to have to take the back, the back seat sometimes. Because you have to love the children, and the children have to come first because they're kids. There's nothing wrong with them coming first. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying it's going to be times when you're going to have to take the back seat because the child comes first. And at a young age, I didn't always understand that. Now I would understand that. But I'm older. I already have a boyfriend without children. So I've already set myself up for when we have kids, then we can take the time from each other. Mm-hmm. So, and growing up in my 20s, I didn't get that. I would have been okay with it at first, but I wouldn't have been okay with it all the time, especially not in the home, because one thing is you got women who don't get along, right? And then now he leaving to go over there, and now you got all these thoughts running through your mind because the girl being shady to you. What if she do something just to, it was a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm extra, so I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Shut up, Rob. I know.
Yo, it's a reason I made this table this far away from me.
So
you couldn't pop me.
Because I be wanting to.
Too close.
I be wanting to hit you sometimes.
Too close.
Make me have to hold my mic so I can talk.
Nah, man, I just be one of these. I listen. In my life, I don't know any man who did not take care of their kids in my whole life experience. That may not have been the best husbands or the best boyfriends or faithful or whatever, but they did not play about their kids.
Yeah.
And that's uncles, my pops, you know, my best friends, college teammates, high school teammates. Like, they didn't play about their kids. So it's just like all of these examples of just, you know.
It's hard for you to grasp.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I
don't see it. I haven't been around niggas who just didn't take care of their kids. Because first of all, you couldn't even be around us. We're like, my nigga, like, we've been hanging out for 4 days. Like, you've been over here all week. Like,
where your child?
Where your son at?
But I've seen it. Like, I remember in college, this girl had just had a baby, and this guy had just crossed. I'm not even gonna name the organization. He had just crossed, and she brought the baby to the step show, and was like, "This is your son. You need to come see your child." You know what I'm saying? And he was like, when I tell you they look just like identical kid, like identical. If he did not want to take care of that child, and we all knew on campus, and he got the same amount of love he got before we knew. So I know people overlook it, you know. I mean, I know guys who take care of kids who not even is, but then I know guys who, you know they got a kid and don't make the effort because they in a different state.
Yeah.
It's like, my God. And it's just like, why do you even, and I don't want to push like abortion because that's not what I'm trying to say, but I just don't even understand why you even put yourself in a predicament to have a child with somebody when you know that that's not what you want, or you know that you're not going to put in the necessary time that it takes, because you take from that child's whole life by being absent. You know, it's selfish.
I think you know, I think that we think like that because we in our right frame of mind for the most part. You know, so you look crazy, but
sure.
For the most part, we are in our right mind. So we have that critical thinking, that processing. That some people is just out here winging it and don't have no idea what's next or what's the next thing to do. Or a lot of women think having a baby will keep a man around. You know, just mixed up in the mind about just how situations should be.
People say that all the time. Like, a baby might strengthen y'all. I don't know where that started and who little
I think it's possible.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But like, it could be. But then I also look at the guy that's got 1,000 kids and not with none of the baby moms, and I'm like, well, is it the postpartum situation? That runs through my mind too when I see a guy with like mad kids. Like, did he leave her during her postpartum period? Like, she could get depressed or something happened? Or is it just fun and then all the fun get lost once you see the baby coming out the vagina? I just be wondering what happens, because it's like, this is really your MO. Like, you really make babies and dip.
Yeah, because it's like, it's not real. It's not real till it's real. Like, you see the stomach, you see it getting big, you going on West Names, but when that baby come out, and them 2 days is over at the hospital, and they send your ass home, and that baby is crying for 8 hours straight, and you changed it, fed it, and you don't know what the fuck to do, you lose a little bit of sense in that shit. You lose a little bit of sense in that process, man. That's true. That shit is tough. I already know it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, but hello, 9 months. So they said if men as a whole had the values they want and some require to see in their women for themselves, it would be so much easier.
Say that again.
If men as a whole had the values they want, and some required to see in their women for themselves, it would be so much better. Agreed.
I agree. But I feel like people don't know what they want.
Yeah, I totally agree. People do not know what they want. They know what they like. They know what piques their interest.
Or we know what we're told to like, or we know what we're told love is supposed to look like. So because we believe that that's what love's supposed to look like. So that's why we look at other people's pictures and say goals. It's a picture. It's a picture. You don't know what's going on. And you know what? Me and my friend take pictures all the time. We'd be like, laugh. I mean, right. It's just like in the club. So you see somebody recording, they turn up, as soon as you put the phone down, they go sit right back down and hit the hookah.
Yeah.
It's just like you don't know what those people are doing. You don't know what's going on in their life. They just happen to be on a nice island taking a nice picture. They probably was fighting yesterday. Like, you don't know what's going on right before the picture, right after the picture.
Yeah, who knows?
All right, so you just You know what I'm saying? Like, you brought that other bitch to this beach too. And now they arguing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what's going on in that goddamn picture. I just really feel like a lot of people don't know
what they want. Yeah.
What they want.
People just want to be wanted, however that translates. They just want to be wanted.
It's sad.
They just want to feel important. I mean,
it's sad.
It is. It is sad, actually. I mean,
because they don't have no example. The only example they have is like books and movies and TV and people don't realize
and
that
their
shit.
Fantasies.
Yeah, right, and that's what creates the fantasy.
Yeah.
Look at From Birth, you watching Disney movies with Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast and Snow White. It's all the fantasy of love. The prince is gonna come and kiss you. And you, come on now. Like, it's instilled in them from the beginning.
Right, but then it's hard because then people think it's unattainable because then you meet De'Eric over here who got 7 kids and he's saying all the right things, but you know you ain't supposed to do it. Then you do it anyway. Now you baby mama in the bed.
Right. But then you also got Rico. I mean, damn, wow, why does the first date came to the
Yes, Rico, shout out.
Shout out to the homie Rico. You got James over here.
Okay.
With the mansion on the hill.
Facts.
No kids.
None.
Millionaire.
Facts.
But he like to beat you and shit.
Right.
So it's like, what's the spectrum?
He like Becky's low key. She
right,
with Becky's, but
right. And so what's the spectrum? Like, now he's stringing you along with the money while he beats you.
Because that's a lot. That's what's going on behind the scenes for a lot of these women. You know that they are not happy.
Hell, these toxic ass niggas who grew up in the hood don't know what love is. Toxic masculine don't know how to express their feelings. You don't think that these niggas is beating these girls behind closed doors?
Right.
What?
And they just suffering in silence.
What? If a nigga what's his name? Javante Davis just snatched the ball girl. If he would do that to her in front of a stadium of people,
he definitely done popped her across the face 2-3 times.
What?
He was like, I would never hit her. The way you yanked her up, told me otherwise.
Bro, you did that.
Javante.
You did that in front of
everybody. And I want to know, what did she do?
She was there with the money team, and he's a boxer. They're a boxer. She said herself she knew what she was doing. She was trying to be shady. She was trying to be messy. Showing up to a basketball game that he's hosting that with another boxer and their team. She was sitting next to Floyd's baby mama.
Right.
And then the dude she was with was right next to her. But when he snatched her up, he didn't want no problem.
He got up. I seen him get up. But I'm like, I didn't know what was going on, child.
But
Javante too little. He little. They got that little man syndrome too.
Right.
They be so angry. Why do little men be so angry? Can somebody tell me? They so bad. They are not conditioned to be angry.
Conditioning. Short people in this country are made to feel minute. So they have to prove themselves. That's where the short man complex come from.
It came from Napoleon. The Napoleon complex.
Right, but because he was short and he had to look, you know what it is, to look up to people all the time. Yeah. And you're a man, you're supposed to be powerful. I gotta kill 50 of y'all just to show you I'm serious. Hitler was short too. Yeah, all the motherfuckers short. You ain't never seen no 6'5" nigga who wanted to kill the world. It's all them little niggas who wanted to kill the world.
Yeah, little babies.
You know what I'm saying? Even no, I ain't gonna do it.
Don't do it.
I ain't gonna do it. Even with designer, you see a lot of short niggas wearing designer more than you see big niggas because they want to be seen. Yeah. They gotta compete.
Because, you seen when Meek tried to do it, it stopped at his ankles.
We've all made poor decisions in life.
We have. I don't think at the time we thought it was a poor decision. I feel like
I was like, oh, Meek.
I looked at it and I was just like, wow.
You gotta visit the block again. Them joints stopped at the ankle, and it was frayed too.
Nikki dressed him that day.
I was like, bruh.
But my whole thing, not to get off subject, but he definitely, Nikki out of line.
Don't get me started on Nikki. Don't even get me started.
Nikki, I'ma just say.
Just pray for her.
I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna do some extra stuff.
Just pray for her.
I'm gonna pray every day. I'm gonna put olive oil on my hands when I pray.
Pray for her. And then that song she just dropped, I was like, oh, this kind of fire, the snippet. And I heard the whole song. I was
trash.
Like, damn,
she do that every time she got to come out.
She only went hard for those, in the clip. After the clip,
trash.
I was like, God damn, I thought she had one. Nope.
But she do that for life. Like she does herself got clout chasing for her own.
Everything me was saying was for real.
It's real.
If you pay attention to what's going on, like how he was saying, like the industry don't fuck with you, people in the industry don't fuck with you. If you watch as much media as I watch, like Hot 97 and all that stuff, just the little comments that they be talking about, you can tell that the industry don't really, like even with Joe Budden podcast, they just don't, you know what I'm saying, they don't really fuck no more because she's Nikki. I don't know her personally, but Nikki's, from what I'm hearing, Nikki's the type of person who shitted on people going up, and now she's going down, and she wants that love, and nobody's fucking with you.
Yeah, I can believe that. The way she treated Safari, them videos,
right.
Safari gets no nuts. No nuts for Safari. I don't remember that. Please go look at that, y'all. She treated that man like trash. But anyway.
We got way off subject, but yeah.
Valentine's Day. So.
I just, like I said, y'all don't give a fuck about us.
We do. We care about y'all. I think that y'all downplay it so much, or maybe we don't even ask because when we're asking, men have been downplaying it so much and so long that we kind of just take it as like, oh, that ain't nothing for y'all that you want to be a part of. But I think that, men say something like, just be like, yo, I want to give too.
So how will we know that y'all love us? How would we be feeling?
We tell you we love you every day.
Y'all do? Y'all don't tell us y'all love us every day.
I tell my boyfriend, I tell him I love him.
That's your boyfriend. I said black men, not your man.
Oh.
I know you love your man.
Well, I wouldn't be getting a random man some Valentine's Day gifts, but I do tell.
No, I'm just speaking on the fact that how y'all give a fuck about us.
All right, so like for instance, I was rolling into the gas station the other day to get some gas. I had cash on me. It was this black man standing in front of me about to buy something, and his card was declined. So I said, I got you, brother. He was like, for real? I said, not a problem. I got you, black man. That was a prime example of me having a black man back. Didn't ask him for a dime. Told him to have a great day. Paid it forward too, child. Hit two and one. Prime example.
That's love. That's love.
Yeah, for real.
Undeniable, unconditional.
Hello?
Yeah. No holds bars love. That's real.
For real.
I feel it, yeah.
Yeah, it was the connection. Because I didn't know that man from Adam. I could have just been standing behind him like, sir, move along. You ain't got the cash.
Right. Love.
That was love. Also, another example.
There's more.
There's more. Whenever I see black men out and about, sometimes I will stop them and I'll say,
ooh, shit. We love it now.
Strangers.
Dr. Love.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, honestly, truly, like, black men, I pray for y'all. That's what I can do. And I do what I can when I'm out and about. But
at least you do that.
I do pray for y'all, black men. But I do notice that a lot of black men, it's very hard for you to, or women, some women, me, I can just use an example, stopping random men, because then it turns into, it's like you're trying to holler, or it turns into something different, and you could come up with good intentions to just maybe impart something nice into them, and then it could turn into, what's your name? And it's like, sir, I just wanted to come tell you that you're a strong black man, or have a good day. And so then, y'all be doing too much sometimes. Let me relax.
Why can't you take it as a compliment?
I can take it as a compliment.
Because there's plenty of people that told me I look good, and I didn't want to say nothing after they gave me a compliment. I kept it moving.
Yeah, but if I came over to give you something, I'm gonna have to give it to you. But can you hush so I can get it out, and then you can do that.
But I'm saying though, just that, take it as a compliment as a man wanting to be interested in you.
I don't want him to be interested in you.
Yeah, but he don't know that yet. You just gave him a fucking compliment. We stupid. We don't know that you don't want us yet.
There you have it.
Because you know why? Because if it was normal for niggas to get compliments from girls, we wouldn't overthink it.
Look, I can't help you. Maybe, we can talk to Mattel about duplicating me or something, because I don't know what to tell y'all. Get you a woman who tell you you're fine. Find you a sister, friend, cousin,
I ain't talking about relationships.
Somebody you done friend zone
that
can tell you, impart love into your life.
I ain't talking about that.
I said friend zone, person you're friends with.
Yeah, all that.
Me and you, I tell you, you strong, Rose. You're strong and you're wise.
I ain't heard that one in a minute.
I know you're right.
It's
I ain't
been
told
about
you.
4 years since you told me that.
No, I didn't. But I do tell you I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
So that's love.
Yeah.
Try to hit on me. And then I don't text you late at night out of respect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's love. At least I thought it was. I don't know.
Like you said, we all love in our own way.
We all love in our own way.
Yeah, however we was taught to love.
Yeah, sure. I show acts of service for love. Words of encouragement, affirmation.
Now you talking
That's the way I love my friend men. Words of affirmation.
I mean, we gotta work on how we show love too.
Absolutely. I mean, But communication, you gotta figure, like you said, we gotta figure out what it is we want. How do we want to be loved? What would make us feel good loved? How, you know, how would you like for people to love you? Then once you figure that out, then you can tell somebody.
Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways. I'm not gonna act like it's just, you know, y'all don't give a fuck about us. The concises, y'all could probably say the same thing. Reading, you know, statuses about women, or, you know, and there are women who contribute to those stereotypes, and just like there are men who contribute to those. But what I'm saying is let's give more attention to what is the right example.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those men. Like, let's talk about, don't talk about the dude that you saw today slap his baby mama. Talk about the dude you saw today actually taking care of his child.
Yeah.
Talk about him, make a status about him, instead of the 5 niggas that tried to holler at you and they clowns and whatever.
Yeah.
You know? Make those statuses, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that energy would bounce back and forth.
But you know what? Those statuses don't get no likes. The status that get likes is the one talking about.
Right, but my whole thing with likes is fuck a like.
Facts, but that's what you gotta remember. That's what people want. They want likes.
You read it.
Right.
I want you to read it. I don't give a fuck if you like it or not.
Me neither.
Because most of the time you're not gonna like what I'm gonna say. So I don't care about you how many likes it got. You read it.
And that's what you have to
you
realize.
thought about it.
Matter. Yeah, as long as
and it made you think about something else. My job is done.
It's done. Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about no like.
For sure, yeah. Because even if you get 2 likes, a lot of people seen it. More than
seen
the 2 that like that seen it.
Yeah, they seen it. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's love. The love between both needs to be worked on tremendously.
Yeah.
And
then.
And fuck Valentine's Day.
So men, are y'all saying? Are we saying that we should just start getting men gifts or what? Because let's start small.
Make your man feel loved all the time. Fuck Valentine's Day. Okay. In the shortest month.
But
Black History, about to get me
Black
upset.
History. But it's the best month of the year.
Black history is American history. There is no separation.
Oh no, I ain't talking about you.
Black history is American history. It shouldn't be separated. It's all happened in America. This is all American history. Yeah, but they don't give us nothing, so let them just celebrate us in some way. If you think about it, in reverse, they're still segregating us.
Yeah.
Because they're putting Black history over here and American history this.
Mm-hmm.
We was fighting to be included. So it's all American history, not American history and the Black over here. It happened here. Why is it separate?
I just, whatever, that's what I'm talking. Yeah. But I mean,
but all of it's deep, man. All of it's deep. It's not surface, with this love shit, because it's really, really deep. Like how we was talking about communicating earlier. We are 2 people who express ourselves, so we look at communication as it's secondhand to us. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have no examples as far as communication. They couldn't communicate with the teacher. They couldn't communicate with their mom. They couldn't communicate with the principal. They couldn't communicate with the auntie, uncles, friends, just awkward, whatever.
Yeah.
Or went through a whole bunch of shit that doesn't allow you to communicate. Some people shut down when it's time to communicate. There's just so many layers to what it could be. It's not just always that people ain't shit. Sometimes people don't know that they aren't shit.
Right.
So they're comfortable in their not shitness.
Right. It's easy, because no, you're right. Because it's comfortable for people to continue doing trashy things, so they just kind of stay.
Right. If you don't know.
Or, like you said, people, in relationships, they're comfortable they know what to expect with this person. You don't always want to, it makes sense. But I think that to start off giving back to our men, friend or otherwise, we should get, start getting y'all some cards or something. A little sticky note that say, thank you. Start somewhere.
I would appreciate a little sticky note on July 6th more than I would on February 14th.
Okay.
It's just so cliche.
So you're not even going to celebrate it at all?
I'm going to celebrate it.
Okay. But it ain't.
It's not.
Do you want a gift? Are you expecting a gift?
I have everything.
As a black man?
I have everything I need.
Yes! I have everything. You know what? That felt good when you said it. Say it again.
Yes!
I have everything I need, honey. Yes. Me too,
good.
child.
God is good.
God is great. Okay.
Or whoever's up there.
The Most High, honey.
Yeah.
Okay. Or whoever's up there.
But yeah, if you celebrate Valentine's Day and it's always been about you, Change it up.
Do something.
Show your man some love on that corny ass holiday if you're gonna celebrate.
Or you could do it the day before. You could show him some love on the day before, and then do the same thing you do every Valentine's Day. Oh, that was bad. Never mind.
Right. No sacrifice. You're gonna do yours on the non-holiday. You're gonna keep my shit the same though on the holiday.
Oh, you're right. That was for you guys. Don't listen to me.
Yeah.
Like, my bad.
Yeah. Has anybody else said anything?
No. Hi, Sheikah. Nope.
Well, I think we got to where we was gonna get.
I know, right? I mean, good topic, guys.
Yeah. We went a little deep, but it's very deep. It's
right.
very deep.
We should have read an article on Cupid and how all this nonsense got started.
Oh, I know how you want to run down?
No. I know how it went down.
But they probably don't know.
Yeah.
So Valentine's Day, it comes from the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, where it was a war and they just killed all of these people. So to change, because this day was so sad because all these people got killed, they changed the holiday to about love. So they made it about love. America made Cupid and buying gifts and rings and jewelry. America did that. Mm-hmm. The holiday had nothing to do with that, but they saw an opportunity to, we are in a capitalist country and everything is designed to make money off of. Even like, it's just capitalism. It's evil. It's nasty. You know, just like when Nipsey died and they gave out the free tickets to the Staples Center, people were getting the tickets and reselling them.
Yeah.
That's nasty, but that's capitalism.
Yeah.
Making money off of what you can make money off of. Right. So with Kobe and that's just capitalism. It's nasty, but it's capitalism.
Yeah.
So that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So America turned Valentine's Day into that, and then just over years of nurturing, candy, flowers, gifts, it became a thing, and now people are committing suicide if they don't have nobody on Valentine's Day,
which is suicide.
Insane.
Please
I understand it because everybody's not strong-minded.
Right, and I mean, people make you feel that way. People make you feel like I said, they put the pressure on you, so I can see it, but let's try to look past it. It's one day, just, stay low for Valentine's Day. If you don't have anything to do something for yourself. Celebrate yourself.
Link up with all y'all single friends. Y'all all go link up and go drink.
Yeah, go do something.
And show love to each other.
Because believe it or not, it's a lot of that'll be going on. I mean, me and my homegirls used to do that back in the day. It would be a lot of single women. We would all link up, meet other single girls, and have a good time. Shout out to Greensboro A&T. Okay, thank you, Pride.
That might be a little idea. Something called fuck Valentine's Day for the single people.
Yeah. 2 tears in a bucket.
I shouldn't have said that on the camera.
Somebody
I'm still on my shit.
Right.
But yeah. So anything else? Once again, rest in peace to Kobe.
R.I.P.
Forever.
GG.
I'm going to go get that tat. I'm still undecided yet. I don't want to just be sporadic and go get something and then not really like it.
Okay.
So I wanted to think about it for a second. I'm not getting his face though. That's just too much.
That's a lot.
I'm not getting
I don't know how I feel about men having other men faces on their bodies.
If it's inspirational.
I guess.
Sometimes
I be having
Malcolm X.
Like, I don't know why Kevin Gates got young YNB.
See, that's that's something different. We can't.
It's a little different.
That's a little different. They ain't even been cool that long.
Right.
But
why is that man?
I judge no
okay.
man.
I'm not doing it. We're not gonna go there. But yeah, that's it.
But yeah, rest in peace to Kobe.
Rest in peace, Gigi.
Rest in peace, Gigi. And everybody else who was on the plane as well.
Yeah, that was nice.
Thank everybody for tuning in. I need everybody to follow the Deeply Opinionated podcast page. We did go live from my page today, so I could, let everybody who did tune in, everybody's going to watch this after it gets posted, to follow the Deeply Opinionated podcast page so we can go live from that page. But it's been another episode of Deeply Opinionated podcast. See you guys next time.